Pleasant good evening to each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, the diaspora, and elsewhere. Friends, I always love to send my condolences around the world to countries where people are suffering because of corrupt politicians and war, such as Palestine, Israel, Ukraine, Russia, and many other hotspots, and not forgetting Jamaica with the hurricane that just passed through, and in Guyana also with the bombing some in Regent Street at a gas station. My condolence goes out to the family that lost their loved one and those who suffer in such a tragedy. Fortunately, I want to make this clear that when we choose the wrong leaders to run a country, this is what you get. And I will touch upon Guyana immediately. I look at many talk shows over here in the United States. I won't call their name. But these are young people who do not know the past that happened in Georgetown, Guyana. And yes, whatever they talk as they see and know right now, I will not blame them. But then, I am tired to hear the Indian government as the Kuli what they're doing. And when the blacks was ruling was the black government and what they were doing. In a country that both races do not belong there when they are claiming in modern time emancipation and day of arrival. I would like the black population in America to claim emancipation right now and say that they want reparation, and you would see what would happen. Now, ladies and gentlemen, every nation was a slave sometime or the other. Whether by their own or whether by others ruled them and enslaved them. We heard so many things about Adam and Eve, Abraham, Jesus, Moses, the Pharaoh, Nebuchadnezzar. We heard so many things about the first black king and all kind of things, and slavery, and as much as India, China, Europe. We heard about all of that, tribalism. But we look upon one area being a black race out of Africa. And I say black because that is the trend of today, which means the African descendant. Because I've never seen a black person or a white person, because they're European. But nevertheless, I give you on modern terms because you're using it. It has nothing to do with me. So, I want to make this clear. My young brothers, them out here on the talk show, and women, who's calling and make some valid points for the time that they were born and grew and what their witnesses. And yes, I will blame them. But I blame the ancestors in the past, the elders, to tell them what take part during the time when they were young people growing up before they even give birth to children of modern time. I'm a mixed race. I can't take sides. I can tell you about the sixth race in Guyana. The East Indian race are presumptuous, devious, wicked, treacherous, jealous. They will do anything to accomplish their goal. They would lie on God if they get a chance. And to be honest, you have a lot of good ones between them. In the black race, racism was the art of the day. And I could understand that that came about due to the talk of slavery under the European as the white man, as they say. But when you get an opportunity, why you ill-treat people and enslave them economically, take advantage on their women and them, and then you are crying about slavery 500, 400, 200 years ago. Something is not right here. So between that again, out of the black population in Guyana, I will give 60% to 61% genuine human being. Loving, kind, very devoted. I will stand up with you anytime. And even if you have a problem with them, they will still come to your rescue. But in your own Indian family, a simple jealousy and argument, if you fall down, they say you should dead. You don't have a right to live. And they will fight their own for land, house, money. They will use poison, the obeah man. They will even pay to lie on somebody and lock them up. Ladies and gentlemen, the past was not nice. Today we heard about the Barrel Bridge. And yes, I asked a question here. Then we heard about the Jenny Jagan International Airport. But one must remember, the late Samson Falls Burnham, Lyndon Samson Falls Burnham, he take the bauxite company up in Mackenzie and he named the place Lyndon. He take in Georgetown and some of these coasts, if I remember right, and I use allege, not a pledge, Roxham Burnham Garden and Lilini Denashana. When he was the president and they made the Marara Bridge, the Harbour Bridge, at Peters Hall, there was a talk show lady, and she is a comedian, not Miss Comsey, Auntie Comsey. And I would say it's alleged because I was young and I heard it. They said that Burnham was asking for a name to name the bridge. And it's alleged Auntie Comsey said he should have named it Valhalla Passageway. Now I was a kid, growing up, maybe teenagers if I remember right. But those was talk. But today, modern time, our black brothers and sisters said the bridge named Barrel Bridge. Why it could not have named Digar Bridge, Arthur Chung Bridge, the Rodney Bridge? Why? And great men give them like Kitchelow or even Coffee Bridge, because this is the history of our country. But it named after Burnham children, Burnham. And today we have Barrel and Dr. Jagan Bridge. Now, it created a problem. Why the bridge could not have named Peter Digger, Arthur Chung? These was the people that changed Guyana and bring it into an independence with a coalition government. Digger had joined with Burnham after the riot and the wasteful killing and raping of Indian women from Mackenzie, High Chuni, Madhya, Boxton, Plaisance, Agricola, and on Stroudville, Denhamstel. Many had spot, while in number 1 and number 2 canal, a few retarded Indians was attacking the African descendant neighbors because of a racial tension, and some being had more in the East Coast. Friends, both races have created havoc, but the Indian was about to fight back. If it was not for Digger, Indian would have never entered the United States because they were branded as believers of communism. They wear their red clothes, and on to this day they learn nothing. But the good ones stay far from it. Now, I'm looking at everything and I want to make this clear. We need a leader who thinks of the people. Today, we are seeing a man by the name of the Muhammad, who was helping school children, helping the poor. He run an election, and I am hearing that he get charged and sanctioned for gold problem, not paying Guyana government tax. It's clear to say that Guyana is a country belong to the U.S. And the Monroe Doctrine after World War II, signed in Geneva, have given them the access as the police in this hemisphere. From Mexico to Argentina, America keep the force going to stamp out socialism, communism. But I asked many questions. All these talks of Mohammed and Maduro, which I don't believe in it. Who is closer to Maduro being a communist who studied in Russia? You do the name and the calculation. I'm only asking a question here. Ladies and gentlemen, I know one thing, nothing lasts forever. Where is Burnham? Where is Jagan? But the nation still suffer for the past. So the modern generation knows nothing about the past. but they're here. But what they have done in the 60s, looting, burning, killing, raping, was not right. And under the Burnham government, where 7 Indians crossed the floor after the coalition between the United Force and the PNC and joined Burnham, Jay can walk out of Parliament for months and give Burnham the opportunity to do all the nationalization and what he had wanted them to do. Once again, U.C. Quayana and a lot of great scholars was with them. The WPA have suffered a tremendous loss. Many of their members was beaten and in jail. And my good friend Mark also was in prison, if I remember right. I'm going to say alleged. And I think David Hines also, I would say alleged. Friends, the history of our country is still hidden because the truth, they don't want to bring it out. So for the young modern generation who don't know nothing, is only hearing and they add to what it is thanks to cell phone. And the TVs now, you could see everything. Politician cannot hide. Okay? But what the Indians are doing now, we who born and grow before watching it can say this is revenge. And look at the smartness. You have black prime minister. You have a vice president, a president. You have an attorney general. On both sides of the fence, they play politics. Nagamutu was with APNU. And to be honest, let it be known to Nagamutu Ramjatan, corrupt judges and magistrate and prosecutor and police alike, no crime shall go unpaid. Time will be the jury. Okay? And the year will be the judge. It's only a matter of time. But every crime that was committed, no matter if it's 190 years, you shall and will be tried. Okay? It will not be escaped. We happens to be victim, Indian corrupt businessmen and corrupt black police from Providence, and threatening the witnesses and take the statement and even the camera footage, and might lock up my son because he didn't give him $1 million. And a black woman, and I said it, a black woman, strip him at the Mary Airport and beat him naked and didn't give him medical. The time shall come, woman, if you don't play with your private parts and eat your shit, something ain't right. And may your children crawl on the street. And all who hurt us, look at us. Our hands are clean. Our guards are slow, but sure. All right? Now I want to find out. When the Cubana airliner was blown up over Barbados and killed a few Guyanese, I don't hear they make a day for the Guyanese children who die on that plane. There are members in Brooklyn from Guyana, our black brothers, was calling on the U.S. to hand over the man who was responsible, living in Florida or some part in America, but he was not handed over. And as I can remember, I'm going to say alleged, but here's Muhammad, account information is alleged, bring out all the gold and all what he was accused for, and another brother was accused for backtracking, and the government ministers at the time, they were friends and they all know one another's secret, and they did not make a charge or hand him over. Then they were aiding and abetting in the fucking crime. Today, I get a call. I was made to understand that the FBI are going into Guyana to arrest the Mohammed. What a blow to justice. Where is this great God? If he had committed the crime in America and didn't pay them their tax, then they had a problem here. Because he shouldn't even leave this country with the money. But he sold the gold here and he didn't pay tax. Okay, that's their mistake. But in Guyana, can we charge a Canadian or an Englishman for breaching the tax of Canada, or England, or France, or Germany, or Israel? No, we cannot. Or can we charge an American living in Guyana for breaching the tax of America? Of course not. So let it be known to the stupid Guyanese. This is as bright as day. You don't need a flashlight to see it. Guyana is a sovereignty of the United States. And for my learned brother or sister who answer one of my videos and says, Guyana is the only English-speaking country in South and Latin America. Let it be known to you. Between Mexico and Spanish Honduras, there's another Honduras called British Honduras. The capital is Belize, English. Between Mexico and Guatemala is a little island around there called Galveston, English. And along the road from Mexico going down to Latin and South America deeper, you have Nicaragua with Bluefield, English. It's a Spanish country, but it's English because of many immigrants from Jamaica and other islands. And in the Caribbean, you have a lot of English-speaking country, island, plus few France and Dutch, my friends. And the two, St. Croix and St. Thomas, and Agassiz, they belong to the Scandinavian who sold it to America according to the historical event, it's alleged. And now you go all the way past Argentina, is an English country there called the Falkland. Not the Falkland, the Falkland. Okay? That Margaret Thatcher had get assistance from the late Ronald Reagan to fight for that country when Argentina tried to take it away. You got 10 or 15 minutes with a plane into South Africa, and with a boat a couple of hours. Think, that's rough weather. So for you learning fellas, I hope I'm not your teacher, but I'm educating you before you make yourself an asshole, because it looks like you can't bring no shit out anymore. Okay? So my friends, so for you, my black brothers and sisters who are living out of Guyana in America, if you do not know the history, find out. Why Indian and blacks in a country, one claiming their arrival, one claiming emancipation. Slavery always be on top of the table, reparation. But you rule a country and exploit the native Arawak Indian, as you call Buckman and Buckwoman. And you Indian, as you arrive, look what you do to them, put them all in our house. You bulldoze in their place, taking their land, both of you. And you all are talking about slavery and their arrival. Which God y'all serve? Come on, Ali, Bharat, Nandalal, nothing. Because I won't forget nothing, you're not forgotten. Come on. If God should give y'all a passage into heaven, will y'all take away his throne? Or take away the land that Jesus might be sitting with his house, if he will have one there? Or the mansion, as he says, in my Father's house or mansion, there are many rooms. Will y'all kick him out to take the mansion? I'm asking Indian and blacks, be careful what you say and watch what you do. Because I ain't seen nothing more retarded than that unless you're mad. You're saying one thing but you do something else. So wake the F up. Let's unite and get a national front government. If the PPP is doing good, it's your duty to support them. And a lot of you are complaining, family and friends are getting all the contract. Bonham was doing the same. Supporters, family and friends. And the PPP, well, if they follow from y'all, Indians are a revengeful set of people. If they can do it to their own, what they would not do to you. Do you read your Bible? Judas was an Indian. Peter was an Indian and Matthew. And Jesus went to India. And when he walked back, they went with him. Who love money? Who love money? Indians. They'll do anything. They'll sell their children. And who will see something happen and say they didn't see? It's an Indian. Isn't that what happened in the Bible with Jesus? So Guyana is the Jerusalem, modern time. Burnham the Barabbas, and Jagan the Judas Iscariot. And Mr. Nagamutu said that you're going to tell him when he passed, he must rule Guyana from some bush, I don't know, Elijah Moses in the biblical time. But now in Ramjatan, you shall play with your feet. Mark my word, Ramjatan, and your children would not enjoy the world. Watch my mouth. People who know me will tell you, y'all will run fucking mad, all who hurt us. From the prosecutor, the judge, the magistrate, and the accuser, and those who put you up. We don't thief. We don't sell drugs. We don't want what y'all got. And in their love to fight for land, like the Ali family at Black Tree Pakistan, and the Mohalal who block a road and say he buy it. Well, I would like to buy a piece of the bridge, Bharat, and a piece of the Berbice Bridge. What about the Essequibo River and Berbice? Hypocrites. And you're calling yourself leaders? Come on. Now I have nothing against y'all, but I'm asking question. Where is justice, Bharat? Ali? Attorney General Nandalal? Nothing. Look what y'all are doing. But Guyana will have a disease that will wipe a lot of you out. The worst is yet to come. Today, I am looking at pictures where they're arresting people for what happened with the bombing. And the picture they show for us did not match what was seen before. And they're coming up with all kind of effing excuse, but AI and computer, you're full of shit. Huh? That is why today we have problem. Let Trump take Guyana and disarm the police and the military and give us a nation, and we can keep all the prisoners and deportees and make the world a better place. Thank you for listening. Nothing personal. Peace.